Let's talk about 3 programs that I invest in as an author that help me level up and elevate my author abilities. So this is things that I actually spend money on so that I can make more money. These are really important programs and different things that I am spending money on, and we're going to break those down for you today in our weekly Q&A, Ask Me Anything Hangout session. So if you've got questions on these programs, go ahead and drop those. I would love to get those answered for you as I am swiping away just about 1 million different notifications here so that they are not in our video. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's dive into 3 programs that are worth spending money on as a professional author. So whether you're a pro author now or you're working toward becoming a professional author, these 3 things are going to help you to level up what you are doing inside of your author business. Make sure you are bringing your friends to the party today as we chat all about my programs that I'm loving inside of my businesses. Now, the first is ProWriting Aid. This is $399 for a lifetime pass to ProWriting Aid. And this is actually a program that helps authors to check their spelling and their grammar. But more so, this actually focuses on the way that you write, the structure that you're writing, your sentence structure, your prose, things like that. So ProWriting Aid is very similar to Grammarly, and they do the same thing, but also 2 different things. So I do not, listen to me here, I do not recommend spending money for the pro version of Grammarly. It does not add anything to what you are doing. It does not give you any extra benefits that are actually helpful. So I, once upon a time, paid for the pro Grammarly. I do not anymore. I just use the free version of it. Now, I do pay for ProWriting Aid. They have it in subscription, so you can pay monthly in smaller increments, or you could just buy the lifetime subscription. So it's a one-time fee of $400, and it's worth it because once you're using that every single month, that adds up. So just buying the lifetime saves you so much time and effort and money, and you will always get the new updates, so 100% worth it. And I use both Grammarly and ProWriting Aid. So I use the free version of Grammarly and the paid version of ProWriting Aid. ProWriting Aid doesn't have a free version. They've just got the subscriptions there. But the lifetime is worth it. $400 up front, and you are done for the rest of your life. You've always got that. So even if something changes with Grammarly and you end up having to pay for it sometime in the future, you will always have this program if you get the lifetime. So I do love the lifetime version of this, and I have spent my money on that to have that so that I can go and edit my stuff. So once I've written my books, I self-edit my books. I go through and I look for all my typos and errors and grammar issues and whatever. And then I'll send them through both of these programs to catch things because they catch different things. So free version of Grammarly, paid version of ProWriting Aid, and lifetime just makes sense because the subscription really builds up. It pays for itself very quickly. So that is the first thing that I spend money on as an author. These are things that I'm investing in as an author that will help me to level up what I'm doing inside of my author business and make more money. Now, the second program that I like to be using, and I do pay for this, is Vellum. And I think that every single author should be using Vellum. Vellum is a drag and drop program that allows authors to format their own books. To pay a formatter to format your ebooks and your paperbacks and your hardcover books within 1 or 2 formats, this pays for itself because paying somebody to do that for you is really freaking expensive because it takes a little bit of time, especially if they're not using something like Vellum. But these days, quite a few people who are formatting books for other authors are just using Vellum. Like I do that. People could pay me to format your books in Vellum. It's drag and drop. So you just take your Word doc or your Google Doc, you drag it into the system, it formats it for you. If it maybe cut it off in a weird place, you might have to adjust your chapters a little bit, but you can add custom chapter headers and scene dividers. You can add in the double page spreads. Right now they're actually working on the full bleeds. So like, you know how when you open a book and it's like all black and you see like the white words on it and it's like this big picture? They're working on that right now. And so there's a lot of like really good things inside of Vellum. 100% worth it. There's a couple of things you cannot do inside of Vellum that like if you learn Adobe you can do. But honestly, for $249.99, so $250, period, you can format every single ebook, every single paperback, every single hardcover, like everything you have to edit and format. This is the place. If you've got questions on Vellum, please drop those down below. Thank you all for the hearts. But Vellum is amazing, and it is so easy to use and fix. And then when you spot a typo, because inevitably you will after your book is published, you can go in and fix it yourself. You don't have to pay somebody a ton of money to fix it for you. And you can format like your bonus scenes. There's all those extra things that I give out to people. I formatted them in Vellum myself. So it's just $250, and you can format as many ebooks or print books as you want. It's unlimited. So there's different versions of Vellum, but it doesn't make any sense to get the other one. So just grab that. It's $250 up front, and you get the updates for life. It is well worth the investment in something I definitely recommend all authors get. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I don't want to do my own work. Oh, but I'm not good at technology. Oh, but I don't understand. Oh, but I have to have someone do it for me. You do not. You do not. Okay, period. You don't. You can level up. It is very easy to use. It's, again, drag and drop. It's drag and drop. It is like you would have to be like 7 years old to mess it up. Like, that's the level of easy this is. It is very, very easy. I could give it to a young person and say, okay, here's what we need to do. Here's how we do it. And they could do it. It's not hard. And so formatting your own books for $250, like most people charge like $70+ like that's the low end to format your books. So clearly that's going to pay for itself. And you can fix all your errors. And you have the ability to do small things like your bonus scenes or like other things so that it levels it up. Instead of just handing them a PDF or a Word doc, like low end, you get to elevate that and go very high end, insert your own covers, like all the things. So Vellum, 100% easy. Ooh, just do it. That should absolutely be a no-brainer thing that you pull on when you become an author. It is a one-time payment, yeah. So both of these things I have mentioned so far are one-time payments, and it's just you pay it up front, and then you have it for life. You get all of the updates, all the good things, and these are things that I'm paying for as an author. Now, there's a lot of things I do pay for as an author, like my checkout cart and my website stuff, and like there's a ton of stuff I pay for as an author, but those are more toward the subscription side of things, and that's not what we're discussing today. We're talking about 3 programs that I use as an author that I think every author should be using and investing in, and they're very, very low barrier to entry, super easy to use. The first 2 were upfront lifetime fees. The next one I think is a subscription, but it's really, really low. And it's really incredibly simple to elevate what you're doing as an author. But if you've got questions, now's the time to go ahead and drop those. We're going to jump into the 3rd program that I use that I think everybody should get their hands on when it comes to being a professional author and putting books out into the world, whether or not, by the way, you are a traditionally published author or an indie published author. So the 3rd thing that I do enjoy using, I recommend that other people are using as well, is Incarnate. And this is actually a map creating website. A friend of mine introduced this to me not too long ago, and now I'm making maps for my books. So I can put them on my website, I can use them on social media, I can use them to make swag for like book conventions and events and things like that. I can put them inside of my books. And it's, again, just drag and drop. Now, this is not a lifetime thing. This is an annual, but it's only $25 per year. And so you have the ability to do, like, I think there's maybe like 7 or 8 main types of maps, but then everything is drag and drop. So you can pick which assets you want to use inside of your inside of your map. You can kind of change things. They have different types of drawings and different types of creations, and there are brushes, and like, you can really, really do some incredible things creating these maps, which you can then insert into your story. You can, again, use on your website. You can print them out. It's yours to use. So once you create it, it's just there and ready and available. Like, there's some really interesting, cool things when it comes to creating this. So I definitely recommend it. These have not been in my books yet, because this is a newer revelation to me, but I have created maps for several of my upcoming stories and some things, and I'm going to go back and work on maps from some of my older books. I just have to remember the layouts of Golden and Jada. I have to reread some books here, but definitely worth it to elevate what you're doing inside of your author life, whether or not you're traditionally published or indie published, because you can put it on all of your marketing, on your website, and all the cool, fabulous, wonderful things. So those are 3 of the big programs that I use that I recommend that all authors are using to elevate what you're doing and make more money inside of your business. And I want to make sure I'm answering your questions, so go ahead and drop those down below. Do I hire professional editors for edits? you always have to have a professional editor. So when it comes to doing edits, go back. I have other videos. I've done other live streams on this on my Instagram page here, also over on my YouTube page, and I break down everything you need to know about the different types of edits and how to do them and how to hire people and like all the things. But you have to. You cannot publish a book without a professional editor. You are not capable of editing your own stories and your own content. You're too close to it. You're going to miss things. You don't know all the rules. If you if you don't know the rules and you write it wrong, you're screwed. I have edited for so many people who were professional authors who didn't know the rules and were like doing weird things with commas and like all this weird stuff. And I've seen people publish like that because they didn't hire professional editors, and then their fans come to me to tell me about it. I have gotten so many reports from specific authors that I've known along my course as an author who they're just not doing it professionally, and their fans, who are also my fans, come to tell me just how grammatically bad their books are. So you have to hire a professional editor. 100% you have to be working with a professional editor. When it comes to editing, you self-edit, and then you have your programs like Grammarly and ProWriting Aid that you put it through, and then it goes off to beta readers, and then you edit based off of their notes. Then you go through again and self-edit, and then you put it through those programs again, Grammarly and ProWriting Aid, to catch things that you missed, and then you send it off to the professional editor who takes care of all the big things that everything missed, because those programs definitely miss a lot. You miss even more than the programs miss. Your beta readers miss more than the programs miss. And then once your professional editor is done, you still have to go through, clean things up, and then you need to send it through proofreaders, because everyone's going to miss things. No matter how many eyes are on your book, things will be missed. That's just the way that life is. It's the way that humans are. And so it is 100% required that you have a professional editor. Probably if you're a new writer, you're going to need a developmental editor and a line editor, 2 different people. And for established authors who have the developmental side down to a science, because we've done it over and over and over again, they're just going to need line edits, usually. So there's a lot of different things that go into that process, but 100% you need a good editor for this. Okay, so we've got a question about good pricing for professional edits, and that 100% depends on a lot of different things. So it comes down to the genre that you're writing in. It comes down to how many words you are handing over. It comes down to developmental edits and or line edits. It comes down to who you're working with and what their skill level is and what their time frame is and how quick they're going to get it back to you and how many other clients they have. So it's a whole host of factors. But if you are like looking at it, I think it's like 0.001 cent per word, something like that. You can look at it like a couple $100 for a full-length novel minimum when it comes to editing, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and they're doing a lot of work, and most editors do take a couple passes at it. And so they have to be compensated for their time and all the work that they're putting into it. So minimum a couple $100 for a full-length novel is what you should be looking at. No more than, there are people who charge over like $1,000 for a full-length novel. I would not be paying that. I would not be paying that. But you could. So it really just depends on how many words you're sending them, how bad it is. Like if you're new to this industry and your writing is going to be rough, then yeah, maybe a little bit more, and you can kind of go to another person later on. But like, yeah, if they're doing a ton of work, a ton of heavy lifting, expect to pay them a little bit more once you're more established and you understand these things. So when it breaks down to is once you learn how to edit based off of people editing you, you're going to pick up on a lot of your issues and you're going to be able to fix a lot of them. So now I write really clean. I only have a handful of typos in my books at any given time. When I'm handing them off to my editor, I fix most of it myself, so they don't do a ton of the heavy lifting. But back in the day, they would have to educate me and have to teach me how to do the different grammar things. Like I would have to learn what an M dash was because I didn't know, y'all. And they had to do a lot more heavy lifting. There were a lot more notes when I was first starting than there are now. And so I do not have to pay as much, or I don't have to invest as much into it because I take care of a lot of it myself. Whereas when I was younger and less established and I didn't know all these things, that was a lot more heavy lifting for that person. They had to do a lot more work and therefore deserved a lot more credit. But it really does come down to what you're handing them, how much you're handing them, and who they are in the industry. Because people who are established and do really, really well and really help people bring out the best in their book are going to cost more than the person who says, I'm good at English, and they just hang up a shingle saying that they can be an editor. Please watch who you hire. You all have heard my horror stories about people who have claimed to be editors, who have claimed to work with the big publishers and misrepresented themselves, and it was not a good situation. So just do your research before you hire anybody. But I highly recommend investing in yourself as an author. So you want to make sure you are using something like ProWriting Aid and Grammarly. And again, Grammarly, the free version, better than the paid version. And ProWriting Aid, you can pay the one-time lifetime fee, which is like $400, I think. And you have it for life. You will always have that. Even if other subscriptions change, you will always have access to it because you purchased it. And then Vellum is incredibly important for formatting your books. Even if you're in a traditional space, you're still going to have those bonuses that you're handing out, or those extra scenes, or you're going to be doing other work or giveaways, or you're, going to give away the first 3 chapters on your website, something. You need to have access to that to be able to format it and then fix things as you are going without having to pay people, and it's drag and drop and super easy. And then something like Incarnate, which is not necessary for all authors, but like if you're in the fantasy space, if you're in the sci-fi space, you should probably have that. People love maps. Contemporary books, not so much. Not so much. It's not going to be something that's huge or something that you actually find in many contemporary books. But like, for $25 a year, guys, make yourself some maps. Put them on your website. Print them out and have them at swag tables when you go to events. Or put them in your books. 100% worth it. And easy to use. All these are like drag and drop, super easy, very clearly explained, like easy to use. You can be the biggest technophobe in the world, easy to use. Super, super easy to use. If you got questions on any of these programs, or if you want access to them, I'm happy to send you links to these things. I may actually have, and I would have to look, I didn't look before I jumped on, but I might actually have discounts for you guys and like affiliate links and things for some of these, not all of these, but some of these? I don't recall, but you can ask. If you're going to invest in this, please hit me up first. I might be able to get you some kind of discount and things like that. So you want to make sure that you are looking into those. The first one is ProWriting Aid, Danielle. So it's just one word, ProWriting Aid. And you can check that out on their stuff. And that one I may have a discount for. Hit me up. Hit me up if you're looking into that one, because I might be able to get you some discounts on that. I might have affiliate codes. I think I have affiliate codes. Once upon a time, I was working with them, so I think I have some affiliate codes. Let me know. You looked it up, and it seems awesome. It is awesome. It's really fun to use. It's a little bit frustrating as heck to use, too, if you have a very clear vision and you can't get the brush to do what you want it to do. Oh, y'all, I have been making maps for Neverland, and it has not been going well, but everything else has been going really well. But it's definitely a great resource to invest into, only $25 a year. And this actually helps if you're in the writing stage as well. So I highly recommend grabbing that, because as you're writing, you can create your map. Don't wait until after you're done writing. Do it while you're creating things so you can visually see what it is. Make sure you don't have any plot holes of people going the wrong way or doing the wrong things. Like, it's there as a visual reference to you. Then you can just add on to it as you go and build it out so that you enhance your world building, and you don't have to like manually do it on a piece of paper or like write it out and like hope and pray you get it right. So it's definitely a good writing tool as well. And there's a lot of different programs that are really good for that too. So if that's something you want, tools and resources to enhance your world building and your character creation, please let me know. I'd be happy to do a live stream about that in the future as well. And we could talk about some programs and things that you could do to level up your writing as you're writing it. But like I said, that's another live stream entirely. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. I gotta get back to writing because some of us are finishing some books that y'all have been waiting for. Happy Halloween coming up. So I'm working on that today, doing some really cool things for it with Tempest and Ridge and like all the good stuff. And don't forget, we have Book Fair Live tonight over on Amazon. That is at 6 p.m. Eastern. We've got 3 really great authors joining me to talk all about their stories. And we've got a wide range of stories tonight. And if you all want to know, I'm going to tell you, because if you're here I actually have a secret about tonight and somebody who was supposed to be on the show and is not on the show because they got themselves bounced. If you want to hear that story, DM me. That's exclusive to you. But we got the book fair live stream happening tonight at 6 p.m. Then we've got tomorrow's Likewise conversation and a bonus conversation on Likewise tomorrow. So that'll be dropped, or information about that will be dropped tomorrow. And then our weekly Q&As here on Instagram at 3 p.m. every Tuesday and 3 p.m. Eastern on Fridays over on TikTok live, so you can join me for all the fun, plus new videos dropping on the YouTube page every 6 p.m. Eastern every single night. We've got some really good ones coming up that you do not want to miss out on. Vlogs, behind the scenes. I'm actually going to show you in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to show you how to use Vellum, how to use Grammarly and ProWriting Aid. I'm actually going to take you through step-by-step, click for click on how to make the most out of these. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell over my YouTube page. There's lots happening over on the YouTube that you do not want to miss out, as well as lifestyle stuff on behind the scenes, all the good things. So I'm going to be breaking down information on my new upcoming books and more daily on my YouTube page, 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you all over there. Thank you all for the great questions today. And if you've got more questions, go ahead and drop them on any of my Instagram posts or TikTok posts, and I will be noting them down so that I can answer them in the upcoming live streams here. Until next time, I hope you all have a great day and stay inspired. Bye, friends.